There's something. That's what you're supposed to do. There's something. We are live. The date is November 14th, 2024, and welcome to Context Matters. Greetings, all. If you tune into Reggae Global Radio, greetings and blessings. If you tune into TikTok, greetings and blessings. And of course, to my people, my party people on the YouTube, you are tuned into Context Matters. We have a conversation that is really a conversation about health. Um, we're trying to break the myth between look being slim, skinny, fat, obese, especially when it comes to kids. In this dispensation where a lot of people find themselves always eating fast foods, there is an uptick in cancer, other non-communicable diseases that is leading cause of death, like hypertension in Jamaica. Um, Diabetes is a sickness that is onset, especially when it comes to the Afro Caribbean, Afro Jamaican, in that space, Afro American. So we want to talk about eating to live versus living to eat, the whole fat versus skinny phenomenon, and where do we draw the line. I notice everybody is troubling me about my favorite restaurant, but I must tell you, for myself, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Why are these things important? Well, if you plan to live in your formative years, and if you plan to not look like you're aging, and um, just all of that, your body is your temple. What you do with it is your business, but if you take care of yourself, you'll live a lot longer. Um, so I think that it's within that context that we think about, how we are to deal with ourselves and how we're to treat ourselves, because that is, I think, that is of utmost importance when we're thinking about um, our lives and preservations for the future. I think that this conversation will be an interesting conversation. I do have a guest. The guest naturally is Coach Rohan, and he'll tell you a lot about himself. But if you look into the description of this show, you will see how this topic came about and the necessity of having the conversation. I'm noticing that certainly, like for the TikTok camera, there's this I don't know what it's called, like I don't know what it is. Yeah. Anyway, let us get on with the business of context matters. And again, good evening, all. We're gonna have some talking, but let me just start up the show and then we do it, thing, right?
It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way.
Now, let me put some context to this conversation. If you're just joining me, again, we're talking about that. Um, Fat versus slim, and where do you draw the line? This is a conversation about dieting. This is a conversation about a healthy lifestyle, eating properly. You see, D. Marie says, not really a fan of fast food. I don't drink or smoke, but I do have HBP, family genetics. Um, when we're dealing HBP, can't assume I know what it is. So I guess HBP would be high blood pressure. I'm just trying to put it in context. So she can't deal with the saltfish and the banana chips and the Pringles and the potato chips and all of the Doritos and all of that, and whatever foods that would cause her to have high blood pressure. And I mean, you must know genetically what are the weaknesses within your 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 family, and you will come to an understanding. But to put things in context so people don't people understand, because I know that where the country that I come from is a prideful nation, very sensitive. If people call you fat, it might come across as discrimination. If people call you skinny, it might sound like somebody is being derogatory. But in the context upon which that we're having this conversation, I just want people to have an understanding. So I'll start with me. So I'm doing a whole lot of walking. Recently, I moved to Portland, and what I can tell you, it's a very big parish, Portland Eastern, that constituency in particular. Very big parish. And the first thing you understand is the people, when you hear about two chains, we think that was a rapper, but they'll tell you real quick, oh, I just done this, two chains and whatever, whatever, two stones away, all of these things. And you're of the opinion that it's not far. Let me tell you something. Walking on a treadmill and walking up and down in real life is two different things. It's not until you start to move up and down that you realize how possibly unfit you are. And there are many people in many spaces that have demonstrated how unfit they are. And it can be very humbling when you realize that even persons who are much older than you, are much fitter than you. And people will say, oh, I'm moving around and everything and I'm feeling good. So those people who have car and drive up and down every day, you might think it's a blessing, but it is a curse. Those people who work on construction sites and all of that, you might think it's a curse, but it is a blessing. Nothing like being ready for any particular situation by just being fit. So one of the things that's always crazy is that you're walking up and down, and healthy for people is this concept that you have this six pack and washboard abs. Them things there's for young people, although my guest gonna come on and him having film six pack, and I don't know him age, but I'm gonna say it's for everybody, all ages. And when you go on the internet, you have these people who the Bible said 3 square years and 10, and all of a sudden them are 75 and them are hang from pole from sideways. Not the stripper pole, but the showing you how fit them is and all of that stuff. Good for them. But here, and Lizzie said, and then you have the Dolly Body crew, the Dolly Body crew who just said, me nah work out, man, I just go down to Dominican Republic and spruce it up, and then them get the BBLs and the hips and all of those things, and them think that all of that. But we must talk about the healthy side of it. No, so two things happen to me. You're walking around and people say, I never know, say you're so short. You look on a tall 5'11" man and tell him say him short. Disrespectful. And then them have a style that people when them size you, them look and say, but wait, you get fat. Then put them hand pan feed them belly to tell you say you get fat and your belly big. And some people don't take those things too well, and some people do. But the reality of it is this, and then I also recognize that there are persons who enter into competitions, and so they do fasting and they stay in the saunas and they do everything to have the water drained out of their body, or they sweat it out and they dry out, and then you see all their muscles and striations and all of that. And people think that's how you look every day. But filters and the internet and AI has caused people to lose tune of what to me respectfully is beautiful. Let me put it that way. So instantly I will say, as we navigate these conversations, think about what your diet look like. How many times a day do you eat? If you were, I recall there was a time in my life when I was Muslim, and in particular I was you know Nation of Islam, trying to figure out, Black identity, Afro identity, the teachings of Muhammad and Farrakhan, and you deal with the Malcolm X aspect of it. And you the one time a day, and you do the Ramadan, and that is some healthy living and halal and kosher, and you're making sure that you don't put anything unhealthy in your body. So no matter what them say, you have some mad people walking around, and them like to call people the devil. And if you eat a little KFC, them say them say you're the devil. But to put things in context, I want people to have an idea of what kind of foods are good for you, what kind of foods are a part of your blood type. See, walking in divine purpose is happy to tell me that a particular restaurant is unhealthy. But again, remember, you can't, like my father, I can't tell him oh, like Moses right now, and I've been telling him for years, don't smoke, and I've given up on that. But what I do know is I don't smoke, and however, wherever that does for my life, that's another thing. But despite me telling him all of that, him live, and he's living, and he's healthy, and God has blessed him. But then he eats so well. He doesn't eat the fast food, and you can't get him to eat the butter and the this and the milk and all the things that were probably not made for your body when it comes to nutrition. So in what has happened to Jamaica now, and I shouldn't say all of Jamaica, because I don't even can I say it, but you see country people, see people when I come from town, no matter what it is, them eat good. The yam, banana, the this, the that, the fruit trees, the healthy living, even the air that they breathe makes them at a better advantage. And yes, there are no processed foods. Jody and Robinson, Chai Bar, Candid Expression, big up yourself. I don't know how many just see a big in my life like that. Yeah. So all of these things. And people wanna leave me, wanna come out of my comments and leave KFC alone. All right? Mind the business. But yeah, eat according to your blood type, like Janet Jones says. So that is where we are, and we're putting it into context like that. Michael Gavin, big up yourself. Christine Gilbert, big up yourself. Walking in divine purpose. I'm gonna ignore you now. Yeah, go on and load the people in restaurant. Yeah, and so it is that kind of conversation. So I'm gonna bring my guest in, but I wouldn't be me if I never talk about what was an exciting experience for me. So this week, at the beginning of the week, let me describe it for you. The heavens opened up. The clouds were set aside. The stars in the sky, clear skies in rainy season. It was Sunday, November 10th, after raining every day from the 3rd of November right to the 9th of Jamaica and 9th of November, and to the morning at about till about 2 p.m. November 10th, and the rain stopped. And everything was perfect. Like I could have said, it's gonna be a perfect day where dreams will go your way. Just like that. And a perfect day happened. And that was for the presentation of myself. Here contextualized that Isat Buchanan became the was presented to the people of Portland Eastern as a PNP candidate for the next general election. So going into representational politics, and I can tell you, my father graced the stage, and my big and fat Sam could lift me up and say Simba or say Isat, like the real Lion King thing, but it was like a Lion King moment, because there's nothing greater than seeing a parent proud of their child to be in the presence of great men. Yeah, it's nothing greater. Uh, you know that. That's for those who are parents. You do appreciate and understand. And nothing like family. And the family support, amazing for the ones who didn't come because they are foreign. We understand. And, Jamaica so nice again, and people won't always have to run off. So we do understand that. But anyway, that happened. And let me tell you, um, Like I said, the sky was clear, the people came out. Respect to those persons who were not even from Portland and you made your way there. And I didn't have to pay for it. Thank you, because that is the love. And a very momentous occasion, a historical moment where and let me say it for you because they say it on the TV and they say it on the radio and they breach the law. So I'm going to say it for you so that they understand because at some point those with low aptitude is going to appreciate and understand. I have no regret or remorse about my past experiences. Me being a two-time convicted drug dealer, as you call it, which is not the facts, yeah, is not a problem for me. I'm addressing it because when people say it, they say it with so much passion, bad mind, and hate. And they are very dissatisfied that despite the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, they find it unfair that the system as made by the white people well before some of you became educated and raised up out of poverty, which is a blessing to be a part of this country through education and become something would deprive somebody else's child from advancing through a system that actually works. It's the justice system, you know. And the people who are lawmakers have a problem with that. And one of the main reasons they have a problem with it is because they have low aptitude. They have low aptitude because they are not lawyers, and the ones who are lawyers are not criminal lawyers, and they don't understand the Constitution either because they're not constitutional lawyers. And I say that with the greatest amount of respect because, again, the Charter of Rights came into effect in 2011. A lot of the persons who are very archaic by virtue of their age never interface with the charter because they're simply old. They were not educated and therefore they haven't even have the time. And if you know how vigorous a practice is, the practice of law, that's why they call it practice, some of them never have time to go and relearn the new stuff. And there's new things that come out of the courts every single week. Every single week judgments are handed down, and I could tell you about the doctrine of stand. Anyway, yeah, the point I'm making is we must come to a place where we believe um, in redemption and rehabilitation because I tell you, um, I was raised by two of the greatest people in Jamaica. I can tell you about my mother and the Reverend Dr. Joan Porteous, an educator, a philanthropist, a humanitarian. I can tell you about my father, Big U. To me, the greatest man that ever walked this earth is my daddy. Nobody that's my choice. Um, and instill the values that I'm sorry to say some people who are raised in single parent homes will never experience. And there's many people, and even if they were in a family home where it had two parents, the type of work that their parents had to do, they were unavailable. There's many dynamics to the family life. And so when you're raised and you went to a prep school and you went to Stella Maris, you went to Priory, and then you go to Meadowbrook High School at the time when Dr. Morris was there, and the school was a competent school and was getting the awards and was in the top 10 at the time. And things like these. You get a good education, even though it's from a traditional high school. And even if you never like education, which I must confess, you was doing education because your parents force you. But they say silver and gold vanish away, but a good education will never decay. These things are important. It's just like when you become aware, self aware, and when you get a sense of what is the purpose of life and what you're contributing to, and how to respect human life, human rights, whether you're in the JCF, whether you're in a gang, whether you think you're a bad man, whatever you think you are, and then you prove to be a real whatever it is, because usually when them bad, when the law come for them really turn into a vagina, and that's how life works. And Badder Road, Safa Jail, them kind of things there. Whatever it is, you come to find that respect for life, human rights, empathy, compassion are ingredients to a successful life. Selfishness and lack of loyalty will always cause you to meet your demise. The universe is a female. Her name is Karma. And so you don't, and this is even for government, when you're in power and when your friends are in power, when you disenfranchise those who are not in power, you deprive them of water, you deprive them of even life, you deprive them of freedom, and you deprive them of opportunities to be their greatest self. When karma come, and I've seen it, I've been around long enough at 45, almost 46. There was a time when some of those politicians who high and mighty, I saw them with them boot lean and them hair, them couldn't put on the little weave for catch up in them hair where them barely have for look like smuddy. And all the people who was running behind them, they fell on hard times, and some of them had to move out of the lavish apartments that they paid 2,500 US for that. It's gonna stop. Next year it's gonna stop for a lot of them. So one of the things is to have independence and the freedom to make the choices. And we can have a whole conversation about freedom, but it includes what you eat. Because if you're hungry belly and you're licky, you know what happen? You're gonna eat everything, and then you're gonna swell up, and your belly are gonna fat, and you're just gonna be unhealthy. And that happens to you because of just bad eating habits, improper diet, and lack of respect for self. And if you don't have a respect for self, you won't have it for anybody else. So that being said, um, somebody say you're crying, or who want to walks around crying. Yeah, that being said, I'm going to invite my guest, Rohan. 1, 2, 3, Achieve. That's his organization. And let me tell you, I would not do justice to even attempt to introduce the mind of this gentleman. Although he's into fitness, and yes, you really are what you eat, So I'll let me leave that alone before them come for me, because it probably explains why some people are vaginas. But anyway, gonna introduce Ron, and he's gonna tell you about himself. But he is a thinker, and although he is a personal trainer, fitness trainer, all of that, if you ever think of what Jamaica moves look like and what it is to be a healthy Jamaican, you're gonna be introduced to Rohan, and he's gonna tell you about himself. Welcome to the show, my boss.
Manners
Oh,
and
yeah.
discipline, sir.
All right. Look how as you join your internet look like it now keep up. That's on a Starlink. Anyway, talk to me. Walk on. Tell us about yourself. Welcome to the program.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks for your sponsors, and also thanks for you providing your timely schedule in terms of trying to fit me in within the most difficult and challenging time of your campaign. Well, Rohan Gordon is pretty much a wellness coach. I usually attend Tivoli Garden High School, in which I end up joining the military. From the military, I end up studying anatomy and physiology. Went to Penn Foster University, then came back, did some more understudies, and then from there, I was introduced to the public by Dr. Henry Lowe, where I was awarded in 2015 for physical wellness for the Caribbean and Jamaica. So that was Environmental Health Foundation. From there, by Mr. Gordon Butch Stewart, and Adam Stewart, they had a worker for the year in which I was nominated as well for that. I still hold the 1 mile record at the stadium as the fastest walker that yet to be broken. The list can go on and on. So we are now here to find out how long that line was drawn between fat versus skinny.
Okay.
Now, for those who feel some level of insecure, there were always a buffer zone that will protect you by saying, if I am fat and you are skinny, clearly, if you're under 18.5% of your body weight, you know, say, man, nourish. So now there's a buffer zone that now can help persons who usually feel insecure when somebody that is much smaller than them, like quick to point and say, hey, yo, we are put on weight, but make sure that you are in the percentage that you're supposed to. So nobody is pretty much safe where fat versus skinny. No one is safe.
All right, I'm glad that you said that, because you're now saying that it is the body fat that you can't see externally that's important. A percentage body fat that is what is important. So somebody who appears to be skinny can have a higher percentage of fat than somebody who appears to be fat.
Yes,
All
definitely.
right, break that down a little bit more. And Gigi says, I went to Tivoli Gardens conference in high school, 1986. 1986 is like during slavery time, you know how long that was? Anyway, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. Look at a sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
A sumo wrestler, the likelihood for a sumo wrestler to have an heart attack, it is so small, because then the glycerol fat that surround the organs in other persons, they do not have glycerol fat. The fat that they choose to store is under the skin. So their diet would have consist of Japanese food like fish, a high level of protein, both meat, cabbage, carrot, mushrooms. So that fat distribution will allow them to always carry that triglyceride, a low, so it's almost like it won't affect them per se. Comparing to persons now who are not a sumo wrestler, but they have the size of a sumo wrestler. The type of foods that they will choose will determine. So you're going to have polyunsaturated versus monounsaturated fat. So all of this would have set these individuals in an unfortunate situation where they are unable to enjoy the good things them. Let I paraphrase, the good things them. And what I mean by this is that to choose foods that are healthy, it is simplicity, but at the same time, there are not enough emphasis, food security, and a streamline to allow persons to say, well, all right, how many persons within your household can purchase a brown jasmine rice, a Fargot jasmine rice, a big Mr. brown rice? Not much. But when you have the little stone bulk rice now, then you have the household now that say, all right, I'm going to put my hand where my hat can actually reach.
Yeah.
That 99.9% it would have been the flip percentage of Super Lotto. People can't, it's almost difficult. But in this case, the 99.9% is those who are exposed and facing what they're facing now, which is the 1%. They don't have access to the right things.
I'm glad that you said that, but you said those who can afford a big brown bag of jasmine rice. So here's a confession from me. I can afford a big bag of jasmine rice, but I can't cook it. So when it comes to diet, there are many factors that would have caused people from eating healthy. So yeah, remember you were just talking about the fat, and you talk about the glycerides and triglycerides. I don't hear you mention the omega-3 that come from the salmon and whatever, and what is the good fat and what is not the good fat and all of that. But and Jody, who likes to buy me jasmine rice and Maserati rice and know that I can't, is laughing. And Gigi, who is, I did not put you in the corner. I was laughing because when you talk to people who who were born after 2000s, and you tell them about the 80s and the 70s, they simply feel that that's when Paul Bogle and Sam Sharp and Kunta Kinte and all the slaves were around. They just think it's ancient. Wasn't being disrespectful to you. Big up for going to Tivoli Comprehensive High School. But Rohan, I want you to kind of break it down or simplify it for people. The 99%, basically you say we're broke and we're not able to buy the foods to get a proper nutrition.
Yes. So when you find yourself in the marginalized side of society,
yes,
I have experienced also that is living off of $50 for the day.
How much people in the household?
Let's say 5, right? Let's say 5. Worst case scenario, 5.
So this is back in the day? Because
even
nobody can live off of $50.
All right, let I explain to you right now.
Break it down. I hope government,
Hold on.
Yeah.
You have a fry shops all over the garrison. I have to see whole heap of people are come on because them glad to hear about fry. A fry save enough of them life because they can buy a $10 dumpling, a $20 piece of chicken back. And at them pray for a glass of water and them got them bed. So some who can afford the $100 and the $200, them can get a little bit more fry. And that is lunch. No, that is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is what is happening now, you know. Not 20 years ago, you know. No. So if you should do a tour in the garrison now, within Western Kingston, Dunkirk area, all about, ask about fry, and the people them can come out and tell us, say, yes, we are live off $100 a day. The first I experienced that until I cry.
But what is in the fry? Because I've seen TM Rose is saying sometimes it comes with a little gravy.
All right, so the fry is all determine like the preparation. So let's say the chicken back or the chicken neck.
Mm-hmm.
So the chicken neck is cheaper than the chicken back because you might end up paying like $15 or $20 depending on where in the garrison. But if I go buy the chicken back now, it'll go a bit more pricey, probably buy like $35 for a piece. When you can ask for gravy if you cannot afford to buy the chicken back. So them throw the little gravy on the dumpling and I use that. You provide, drink some water and go to your bed. When I visit the fry, because I have a nice fry shop, you know, and anytime me drive up, yeah, me I tell you, and it's not about even justification. I'll explain to you. Fat and I'll have it in your diet. And I'll explain to you. when I pull up on the corner, the man a come, yo, hurry up and buy. I felt so embarrassed because when me I spend $1,000, me I spend, comparing to $20 and $50, Till me even have to say, yo, madam, here, just leave back some. I just have to just drive off. Loan high water. All toothpaste, $20 toothpaste. 20, you just squeeze out $20. And
All
I'm not
right.
joking.
So here's the thing now. How does fry fit into a diet that is going to help us to draw the line between fat versus skinny? Because what you have done is open a can of worms, which I was not intending to be political, but we do know that people are not able to be properly fed. And that leads to the illness and a deterioration that overloads the health system. In particular, there has been a rise in obesity among children. As to how that is possible when we're saying that they don't even have food to eat, you'd have to explain, because we've also gone on to the fast food binge. And I'm submitting that fast food is actually cheaper these days than to cook a healthy meal that would allow children to have non processed foods and organic foods and cause them to be, a little bit more productive. I wanted to address that because what you're addressing right now is poverty in its highest form, and I don't want anybody to think that you came on here to score political points for me, because them say
No,
like
no,
them say prosperity is out there. I'm not seeing it,
no,
but
no, no, far from. Because when it come on to
mhm.
the the pretext in which you do something first, if you start off with 1 plus 7 give 10, therefore 1 plus 1 can give 2. So
Mhm.
the reality is you can choose the good from the bad. So let's say fast food in its essence within the garrison, fry, it's a fast food versus Burger King and other entities. The type of oil that they are using, right? We might sound like me 100, but way back from them time when my grandmother cook. You know which oil she used? She used the oil
Lard.
from the chicken back. No, the oil from the chicken back.
Oh,
So she fry
chicken
up the
back,
fat.
chicken
Yeah.
back, chicken back expensive now, and there's no oil coming from the chicken back these days. But go
No,
ahead.
the oil that is actually coming from the chicken back. No, it is not healthy because of what the chickens are being fed with.
Mm,
So she usually use the fry the fat, throw off the oil, and use it and cook.
right.
And within that time, in that era, we did not have juvenile diabetes. We didn't have obesity issues. Mark you, we have more foot trafficking where we normally walk all 3 miles and think catch water way down the road and come back. So all of that burnt up. But then the food at that time is a totally different thing. As to now, the lifestyle then is a totally different thing. But guess what don't change? The landmark, and the landmark is simplicity. When you have chicken can pass through oil, 30,000 chicken pass through an oil-based machine until the viscosity of the oil is no more, meaning that the thickness of the oil is no more. So them just fry till it go beyond it's it intend to do. And them just pump off the oil in our truck. So when we cook now and throw off the oil, there's a whole lot of usage in that oil same way.
Mm.
So
I want pause for a learning moment. The word viscosity. It is the state of being thick, sticky, semi-fluid in consistency, and it is due to internal friction. Cooling the fluid raises its viscosity, so it's the reusing of it. A quantity expressing the magnitude of internal friction in a fluid. as measured by the force per unit air resisting uniform flow. Big up yourself for telling me about the viscosities of oil at my favorite restaurant and why I shouldn't eat there anymore. Fire! Run it, run it! Well, that's when we learn big word. Context
All
man.
right. So,
No,
so
Jewel, not when oil sees up and use other things to release those oils. Not so. Go ahead.
yes. So they were able, and if a test should be done, you will find that the cholesterol level within the marginalized side of society, the percentage would have been lower as to those who can buy the good things them on a fast pace.
Right.
So that is just one folds of it. With the whole aspect of kiddies aerobics and for it being promoted at Shaddai Fitness Center, right? That is Angway Shopping Mall. It's not about jumping up and down, but it's about the whole sensitization of how the parents can now have an understanding like what is really going on in your country and how to create a buffer zone or how to mitigate or what can we do going forward. You have sugary drinks. And sugary drinks can be relative. But at the same time, you have cake sale. How much cake sale can you have in that quantity? Your health is your responsibility when we are unable to provide for ourselves to purchase the good things them and have to resort to what is on hand.
In defense of the cake sale, Maria Antoinette says, let them eat cake. Of course, they cut off our head after that. But I'm bringing that up because cake sales is a way to raise funds. It's fun.
You have more than one way to raise funds. All right, let I take you back in time. You remember Walkathon? When we usually develop certain things and buy, we look at fandangles put in a classroom. We never know about no cake sale then. Walkathon, we would have to walk from Slipen Road, go around Bembo Street and sponsor sheet and we get the money. And then we carry it back to the teachers and we take that everybody. We look at JP putting when we have harvesting and Christmas parties and all these things. So you have means. The thing is not to justify what you like, but what is the truth and the blueprint before. So the life of living now start become a instant noodle like the ramen stem, microwave, 3 minutes, a level of entitlement.
All of the college students are fireborn you right now.
No, well, guess what? The
University.
The truth.
Yeah.
The last time I checked in the Bible, it's going to make people feel jittery. It's going to make people feel jittery. The truth does not need any help, you know. The truth doesn't need no help. It is the reality. And who is going to talk about the reality? We have enough already that we've been battling with, you know, with the same AI. Present yourself, yo, Jano Moan, look like the person there. Are you trained from now till a morning? The woman them squat from now till a morning till them body job boss. Your body now get big. Because those persons get paid to do what they are doing.
All right. So that, but no, I'm saying, well, you're saying training, but that sounds like you actually. He says, let me put it in context. Your derriere is not getting. Look, somebody saying bulgur. Oh no, they say bulgur loaf. I don't even know what a bulgur loaf is. I can't cook, you know. So, but I see the training is 10%. Diet is 90%. Let's look at it like that. But at the same time, persons who can't afford to diet, and when we're talking about that, we're talking about eating healthy that's a whole different conversation. Plus, kudos to you for getting anybody to be able to train for 90 days, because they're not like Gigi. Gigi said her butt was big from birth, so she born with that. Our kudos to her mom and her grandmother for blessing her with a gift. But in terms of how we deal with the realities of health in the Jamaican context, or just, I shouldn't limit it to Jamaican. It is a black crisis, because we did have a food chart, the triangle, the triangle, the food
Yeah, yeah,
chart
yeah.
you about what your protein should be, your fat and your carbohydrates. Everybody know about that by now. But the reality of it is that I don't think that chart was serving black people. We do live in a patriarchal society, which one would say it's a white man's world. And I mean, if anybody didn't believe that, I'm sure the Americans are trying to heal from the reality that it is a white man's world. I don't need to get political on that either. But to say that if we are to find out from our blood types what are the foods we are to eat. And Angel Jamie, that is not true. You don't know. Your beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And enough man now gonna tell you, say them like fat woman, and enough man now gonna tell you, say them like them skinny, mager, and dry up. That's the purpose of this thing about fat and skinny is that I don't think the conversation is about thick and thin and fat and skinny in simplicity. It's about internal health. It's about understanding your body, and it's about fighting off disease as you get older. Even osteoporosis,
Osteoporosis.
osteoporosis, yes, yes, and as I said, hypertension, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, onset diabetes in the young. That is what we need to think about, because I think that Jamaica on a whole is living a sedentary lifestyle. Every time I hear comparisons between what took place back in the day, especially because I was there back in the day, I'm one of those, I'm generation next that would allow me to be back in the day, is that you can walk. Once upon a time, we talk about the walkathon and your whole grade one class, she and the teacher marching from one
Yeah, 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 yeah. It is right.
listen up, from downtown to half a tree and back. Nobody not get kidnapped. No idiot is not behind the driver's the wheel of a car calling themselves PPV or whatever kind of taxi man and breaking lights and killing our people. Nobody is shooting and robbing. Those We were not like that. We were not a society where you had to worry about running on the road and worrying about your safety. Many things have changed, and as also I never knew that so many cars would ever have been in Jamaica, especially where we don't have the roads to facilitate it. And so there's a lot of lack of movement. Nobody wants to do the heavy lifting and the heavy pushing and the walk up and down anymore.
But
So
on the
how do
note,
we circumvent that, or how do we account for that? I know I'm saying a lot, but I'm giving you all the space. You are here to educate us, to account for those things. Very interesting thing about the fry, because I learned something new today about the lack of nutrition. So when people says we have roads, when people say prosperity is going on and people can barely eat properly, live healthy, it says a lot about whether or not the people are being taken care of. And government has a responsibility to do that respectfully.
yeah.
I
What's
mean,
Buchanan?
yes.
In 2007, 1.2% of children in Jamaica had diabetes, In 2007,
What is it now?
the amount it within 2017 now is 92.5%. You want me to say that again? In 2017, 92.5% of Jamaicans from age 15 and over we're in a treatment like, let's see what we're going to do. And only 27.5% of that had their diseases under control.
Right.
So,
Teddy, was is that type 1 or type 2? Because I know type 2 is
type
the
1, type 1, type 1.
type 1 is the worst one, isn't it? The worst one?
No, which is the juvenile, which is the same one of them called the same juvenile diabetes, you know. It's
But
the same
isn't
type 1, you know.
yeah, but isn't type 1 diabetes, and I mean clear it up, because of the disclaimer, I don't know. Isn't type 1 diabetes more like a genetic thing, a genetic offset? And
All right,
isn't
so type 1 previously called juvenile diabetes, a type
okay.
of diabetes that will pretty much occur when the pancreas like fail to
Right.
produce insulin.
Yeah. Okay,
So
right.
like,
So Teddy says you are born with that and can only be managed with insulin. So it is a genetic. I don't want to use the word defect because I don't want whatever, but
challenges.
yeah, you're born with it, which means that
Yeah,
your mother and your father, them nutrition was them never did a them are some weak jellyback people. Them not on a rubeles, them not on a
yeah,
substance, them are yam the fast food, no yam banana, that kind of thing. And you are left in a genetic dispensation and you have to live on insulin. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
what is scary now is knowing that you are living in health. It is an unhealthy lifestyle that brings about type 2 diabetes, which is worse. I want
yeah,
to say it's worse because it is something caused by your conduct.
yeah. But
And
some of it,
type 2 can be controlled, correct, Joycelyn Williams, and it can be reversed if catched early, if caught early
and
by
if get
reducing sugar,
access,
right,
yeah.
right, to proper eating.
So it can and the increase you asked about what is the current status, but the last update was 2020, it increased by 12.7%.
Mm.
So it's more than just what it is in terms of, all right, eat on time, dieting. So is the aspect of getting accessible, being able to access what is there, and also affordability care as well. Because if I can't afford something, I will forever keep on reaching my hand like this because me can't do no better, and not because me not care. So there's the powers that be.
Mm-hmm.
It make it almost impossible for the marginalized side of society to enjoy the good things them. No.
No, remember, you have an audience. The good things them is what? Because we're talking
All
about
right. So the good things
when
them.
I
All right.
hear the good, when
All
I
right.
hear good, listen, when I hear the good things them, I think a 6 piece, 4 barbecue, 2 original, 2 coleslaw, which is the vegetables, and then 2 mashed potato, which is enough carbohydrates to supplement the 6 pieces of protein. So
All right.
what's the
So
good
all
thing
right.
there?
All right. So we're talking about persons are able to use a air fryer. Persons are able to grill their chickens. Persons who are
Rather than fried.
yes.
Okay.
Persons who are able to just use grown provision seasoning, your turmeric, your ginger, pimento,
What's up,
rosemary.
Lexi, help me. Ginger.
Ah. So
Yeah, go ahead.
we all know the price on these things gone skyrocket each and every natural disaster.
Yeah.
So in not having access to those stuff and how we can get access, some communities have, some parishes have more stuff than some.
Mm-hmm.
Some parishes have more stuff than some. So try have a transshipment. All right, I have too much in excess, too much lettuce and too much melon here. I'm going to send some over in St. Thomas. St. Thomas send me what you have and create like a barter program. So it can reach, so it don't be like a one-sided thing. Everybody just got Coronation Market. And Coronation Market is not the same Coronation Market 15 years ago.
Mm. You speak about a barter system, but our agricultural sector is in a mess. We import more than we export. Facilities to support the farmers are simply not there. If I tell you some of the complaints that I hear in Portland, Eastern right now, and in terms of accessibility to economic growth, as in a place and a market for what people produce, it is remarkable that you said that if you have watermelon in St. Thomas, you should send the ginger from St. Elizabeth. I'm just throwing out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's a proper exchange and barter system, but you see the real thing in the where there is a economic gap in a society such as Jamaica is that the money is what is needed. When you look at where the US dollar is now pinching and climbing to 160, speaks volumes of the hardship that's on the people in relation to the minimum wage that was just raised the other day. But I'm bringing that back up now for the next 4 minutes because you know that my brain has not finished processing $50 because a bottle of water is like $100. So you're saying a family of five can live off of $50. Getting fry out of Tivoli, is it Tivoli, the excursion capital? Did you know that the Keith Clark case ended today and the soldiers were not guilty because there was no evidence from the DPP's office that was mounted to have the men have a case to answer. So it's ironic that you're telling me that because you're saying now Tivoli is the capital for surviving on low income. So the next time I have $50 and I'm in my house hungry, I should make my way down to Tivoli to get some fry.
Yes, man. A real talk.
You know me, me
They,
no good. You know said me in a labor right territory.
no, but the truth,
Go ahead, go
the,
ahead. I'm joking.
with the ergonomics aspect
Mm-hmm,
that is affecting the kids now, that
mm-hmm,
now is the time. If parents are wondering what career path I should send my child into, ophthalmologist, because we're going to have an increased level of ophthalmologists in Jamaica. Right now, in every class from 1 grade to 6th grade, 3 students out of the 20 wearing glasses, or probably
mm-hmm.
4, because of the constant fixation, like on the tablet, straining the eyes, straining the eye muscles. And not only that, the lumbar is being put under stress by even doing that. Then you're
Right.
going to have, is a multiplicity now. Look how everything tie now. Then you're going to have the detachment now, and being antisocial being now created by having these tablets. Mommy, I need to talk to you. Go up on the tablet, man. Me can't just want to go up on the tablet. By being on the tablet, then you're creating something, a withdrawal syndrome. Each time I want a rescue, I go like this. The tablet is placed in the lap. No, for the boys, then we probably have to go start invest into some machines to start scan for cancer in the testicles for the boys and cancer in the ovaries for the girls because of the constant radiation that is passing from the devices. So the forward thinking in terms of health and wellness cannot just be about stop eat late at night, stop eat fried food, stop drink sugary this. It's the whole arsenal supposed to create or wove that level of awareness. Like, listen, as far as it can stretch, we're going to focus on where wellness is a lifestyle change, and not
Mm.
just make it change because of you just watch a percentage of diabetes going up. We now watch a percentage of the incoming challenges that going to face the government now, in terms of, oh, we start to see a rise in cases where
Let me
um
take the time signal real quick, and we get back. 1 second. Say, those say nothing bad because we're only breaking for Reggae Global.
That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way.
Yeah, so all right. So here's my thoughts, or here's my thinking on the matter. You make mention, right? To
yeah,
you make mention about you start to talk about devices, you start to talk about it was very alarming because one, we are in the phones, we're in the computers, we're in the tablets, even as adults, and then before you know it, we realize that our eyes are bad. We many other complications come up. But in relation to the eating and stuff like that, because I think it was Williams was saying, Joycelyn was saying, yeah, yeah, but give them carrot juice and that will take care of the eyes. Always, whatever you do, put little ginger in it. But anyway, how, I'm just saying that. But how do you actually account for um situations where the family, like you said earlier, simply can't afford the nutrition? And especially, I ideally, I think these days it's just time consuming. It's so much cheaper to feed people junk, whether it's cooked food, whether it's just junk food generally. And like you say, as the picnic said, mommy, you just give them something for them and give them back the tablet. And then they live a sedentary lifestyle. Sedentary meaning one where there's not much movement, but people just stay still for long periods. And this is kind of like, I would call it the COVID effect right now, because COVID did a thing where people just had to stay home, and not just stay home, they were also forced to stay inside. In some communities, they didn't even want them in the yards. They wanted you in your house and locked in. And the remnants of that now is habits that are not easy to break. There are actually people still walking around wearing masks right now. So at a time when people thought that Michael Jackson was weird for always wearing masks, there are people wearing it now because they remain stush and friendly, or unfriendly. I just want you to steer us in the direction in one, what does healthy look like? Um, what should we be doing to move towards healthy? What is considered enough movement? How do we differentiate between the age groups? And and the reality of it is it okay to be fat? There was a artist, her name was Lizzo. She was talking about she loved being fat, and she'd go into the bath suit and her fat would be hanging out, and she was obese. She was over the top with her weight, but she was proud and confident, and she wore Grammys. And I don't know if it was something positive, because now, years later, here she is and she's losing the weight. But there are so many women that felt good about themselves because they saw somebody repping. But now we do understand that, too much weight is unhealthy. It's unhealthy for breathing. It puts stress on the heart. It puts stress on the body parts. It so many health complications from internal fat, high percentage of body fat. I think the body mass index tells you that a 25% body fat means that you are obese. Um, just that type of conversation, um, I just wanted to give it a try, because also anorexia, and this is for the women, and they whatever, the confused. But I'm in Portland now, respectfully. Yeah. When I say in Portland, meaning I'm on that side. And you realize that people in Kingston, especially in inner city communities, they are not getting proper nutrition, male and female. They look as if there is a rum and boom epidemic along with weed.
Boy.
The persons are the word, if I'm saying it right, the word is maciated. Is that the word? I think when persons are drawn down, and this is not a body fat argument, but they're close to look like if they miss meals, they're gonna die. It's unhealthy, and it's not associated with being fit and having a six pack, and whether be the difference between endomorph, mesomorph, and ectomorph. This is people who are malnourished, and I just wanted to address that. Emaciated, right? Emaciated.
All right.
Ozempic. Uh-oh. Me hear that
So
word there. I
first,
go Google. Go ahead.
so first, we have to come into acceptance of what we currently facing now,
Yes.
and it's not to. It's all about not to find excuses, because I'm about like solutions. What other opportunities like do we have?
Mm,
We have several opportunities. Is it that we are living ourselves for your girlfriend, your boyfriend,
yes.
your neighbor? Where do you decide that self-care is not selfish?
Mm,
Most ones right now, or most of the ladies, him say, him a go left me if my belly big. So obviously, in meeting that guy, who him be like first? Was it the then you, and then whether it want to be baby weight or whatever, or let's say insecurity reach to a point where me no want a man chat to her. I'm not even gonna tell her say, oh, she'll get fat, until it reach at a point now it become unbearable now. Yo, and
mm.
see a Lego like orange out a bag. And then the level of insecurity. So it start becomes now a leg and tie and breast and wing type of thing. Place a order. That's where it is at now. Leg and tie, breast and wing. Rohan, want me it to stay. So I say, all right, here me go do. Me go send God an email and CC you in it. Me and no God, me can promise you a healthy lifestyle change. Me can, if it is not by genetics that you do not have a big landscape, me can help you with that.
That is funny that you said that, because I have a co-worker, Lexi, who says her trainer, arm health her trainer, derriere. And she's very, it's true. One time she never have she had no dumps in the truck. And now she has it. So I don't know if you can train it, but I think it is dieting, and she's laughing, so she know me a chatter. You say you're not bro god, but maybe her trainer is a bro god, and then there are exercises that you can do to get a firm derriere. But I don't think if you don't have none from morning, I guess you have nothing to work with. But in terms of dieting and the things that you need to eat, I
All
just
right. So,
really want, as best as you can, to just guide us somehow with the Brittany said they buy it. And yeah, before you answer, there's
Mm-hmm.
one lady said earlier that I think we're painting people with a broad brush, and that can be dangerous. I actually agree, because if you have some people that just them big boned did, like myself here. Me not fat, we just big boned did. And then you have people where them just genetically skinny, no matter what them eat, they look a certain way. Um, I just want you to address that, because I'm glad that you're saying that, because I think that it is very it's superficial to be talking about belly fat. That don't mean say you must have a swarty belly and things like that's okay. But people are expecting the social media levels of how people look on the internet and expecting you to produce that. Especially at my age. The next time somebody tell me about six pack, I fight me ready for fight, including all the trainers that trying to kidnap you to get you to do the work. Mind you, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. I'm
All
trying to
right.
behave
So
myself here.
the,
There's so
the,
many things
the
I could say. Mm,
this approach, it won't be like a one approach. It's
yes.
going to be a multiple aspect of it. So let's start on the mental aspect first.
Mhm.
So wellness fall in a four pillars,
All
right?
right.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Right.
So you want to be a part of those four pillars that fully align you, and you say, all right, realistically, what do you really want? Because just like Christianity, you
Mm.
becomes a Christian to sin less, not to stop sin.
Right, right, right.
You exercise not to stop sick, but to sick less.
Mm.
So don't let it be a case of, all right, trying to identify who I am really am so I can present my image to the next man where I come. You remember every one of them stick a bush?
Yes,
So
yes.
them not have to worry themselves where that is concerned. So on the mental aspect of it, you have to then know what you truly want. 30 days for any adaptation, depending on the individual, 30 days for any changes. And we find the time for the things that redeem to us that is important. Come walk with me. Cha, me not have time.
I will forward.
And
Mm.
then you find that you not have time, you not have time. But when you visit a doctor office, how long you have to go spend with your hand a pain? A longer time.
Right.
So you have to then say, well, all right, 10,080 minutes make a week. When you can do the calculation, 24 hours in a day, 48, 2 days, 72, 3 days. So 10,080 minutes make a week. You tell me, say you cannot find 0.2% of that. And the exercise that you're doing going to help with your sexual relationship, with your mental control while being at work because of a stressful environment. The exercise is going to help with the whole ergonomics aspect. The long sitting every day, if it is that your job consists of you standing for the whole entire day, like the doctors and nurses and some the line of chain of fast food personnel, the call center and the other corporate entity that sit down for the whole entire period. So you find that most of them have varicose veins starting early. Most of them going to have sciatica issues because of the sitting down for too long. So
Sciatica is because it's from sitting.
it can be. It can be.
Okay.
So that is just one aspect of it. You can exercise can even cause it. Even the abductors are the same machine with the ladies them go up and with them legs. It can actually rupture them sciatica nerve.
Oh, the one when them clapping, them hips don't lie, them.
Yeah, where them keep on, and the thing is, you're going on the internet and being fed with these things, and then we are saying, listen to us. You have 30 days. If you do not see no change or changes, then only can revert to this. I try never you there do this. That's why. Stop bad mind the people. I say, but I misled them. I misled you. So you have misinformation, disinformation.
Rohan, I have to stop you. I don't know what's going on in the comments today, but walking in divine purpose, she's not behaving herself. She has said that the machine keep it tight and it's allowed them to quint it. So leave the machine alone. That's one. I don't know where she get that from. And then she's also asking you to define what fast food personnel is. I just think that.
What in the working environment,
You said
internal not standing.
you said fast food personnel. So when you say fast food personnel, that's all
No,
like
the workers are not.
Liquor was we go apply for the job because that's all really, really. The next resume, the people they must put fast food personnel because they tell you say you just the salary for up there. We just not gonna apply for one. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So you have exercises right now that they are doing, and they are doing it incorrectly because I saw Mr. Buchanan do it because he have 2.4 billion followers. So because he do it, that make it right.
Yes.
So these things, and when you approach the ladies in terms of, let's make no mistakes. You really have some little trainers that tend to be inappropriate at times. Hence why most of the ladies them always have the music over them ears because them don't want nobody chatting at them ears. Me don't want no in my ears. So they pretty much use the music because of them create a buffer zone because them can't bother with that aspect. Whilst you have the other set. So even if we want to say something, most of the time, or to correct them, it come off like, yo, I want more of them listen to what you know. I bet him I go asking for my number, in which it is far from.
So let me ask you a question then. Why what they going to the gym for if when they go to the gym they don't want people to ask them for the number? What's the point in getting a nice healthy body? Gigi say our waist is 29 and our hips is 59. You know the kind of Coca-Cola bottle shape and that around the place, with them kind of what they call it now, with them kind of coordinates there. Let me put it out there.
Yes,
Why,
yes.
yeah, hourglass shape. Why is it that you're saying that it's because of the trainers? As you kind of took a jab at your gym personnel.
No, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
If you don't highlight certain things, that means you will not be able to present yourself so others can understand that I am here to help you. I don't want a number. The most I can address you by is by a name. Give me any name, but not underneath my watch. No one going to get injured. So if it is that you came there with a program and you're doing a program and the program is being done incorrectly, you may walk come over to you and say, question. Were there any updates in terms of why this exercise should be done this way? Because this is my approach to these things. I never yet approached somebody saying, the squat way you do wrong. You're not doing the deadlift right. Because there is mobility issues. There is flexibility issues. Little or no range of motion that will have somebody to do something that one look like the form is not right. So find out what it is first before you say, yo, we now do this right. So sometimes is is the approach towards the individual that tend to draw down shutters as any trainers sometimes would have just want to go. So instead of you just say, yo, you're not do this right. Find out first, are there any issues in terms of previous injury, or you do not want to aggravate the injury that you have 2 years ago, and so you're squatting this way, or you're lifting this way? Oh, yes. All right, then. I'm going to add a next modified version to that so you can add it to your arsenal while you able to carry out your physical training.
All right. Andrea Vassell is making a plea that she feels that you're picking on women only and you're not addressing the man in my not me necessarily, me probably included, but the fat man.
We're so
And
rich to them.
obesity in men. Especially, I need to address something because we have become a very sensitive society, and rightly so. Culturally, I think our communication skills come across as being disrespectful, but sexual harassment is real. Sexual harassment in public, sexual harassment in the workplace, sexual harassment in the gym. I'm trying to conceptualize that because you go into the gym and you're wearing particular garments and it's a public space. Bear in mind, disclaimer, I have my own gym. I don't go in those public gyms. But so I can just only imagine what it is like when you go into these spaces and of course you're doing what you're doing and you're starting to look good and then people want to compliment you and then because the person, women, because you think that the man belly big like mine and because I'm fat, you think chuma ugly and me compliment you for your all your hard work, it's sexual harassment. Their context actually matters, and we have to know how to use emotional intelligence to not make everything a sexual issue. I'm just putting it that way. And one of the best things that happened for me in this conversation and why I'm addressing the thing, because Andrea said you're not focusing on the men. Men culturally, men are not supposed to necessarily be beautiful. So if my belly big and me fat, just know say once my money no little, me I gotta get the girl there
Your money
anyway.
healthy.
Anyway. I might be ugly now, but when you're trying to shop, yeah. But anyway. So I just wanted to address it
All
for
right,
her. So
all
she
right,
can
all right. It wasn't a barbershop approach, trim and shave, and then just all right, make we just switch over because every single space would have to be combed properly so you can have that level of understanding of what is really going on. For the males, the logistical side of it, because we men, we are logistical.
Right.
So the purpose of coming to the gym is no different as to the female. Everybody want to build chest. So they would have work chest from now till Christ come. So chest and biceps. And when you ask them to do legs, it's just very few men work legs. Like pro athlete, football, those farmer athletes and stuff. And those who are doing rehabilitation and them have to strengthen them legs, but you hardly find men like doing a fully construction of their body. It's just bicep every day, bicep. I have a thing when they muscle imbalance. It is real. And that's what causes other athletes to be injured, because when you have your quads that is so powerful than your hamstring, and when power is placed from your quads, drawn from your hamstring, and you pull. That's why enough athletes get pull up, not so much as a condition, or the time of the day, but it also as a result of a multiple issue. It can cause by not hydrating properly, did not warm up properly, did not stretch properly, but more so is muscle imbalance.
Right.
So you have that phase of it. Just do it for the greater good, and every single thing else will come
Paul.
in. With the big belly thing now, here, personally, me no feel say a man fi have a big belly and him no sick.
Haters.
But things can happen. So, gentlemen, this is for you now. Things can happen where lifestyle, stress. Yo, the wall feel like it's a closing for me. Yo, you know what? Yo, me give up with life. All right, my only solution is, yo, me just go just drink, have one foot on the Pepsi and have one hand on the cigarette or the weed, and just do me thing.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
So it's about to just find that overall aspect, and not just like a point to say, oh, ladies, this is you, but it's for every single. Just treat it as a lifestyle, and every single thing will fall in place. The healthy aspect of training, when it ease off of the anabolical thing, the steroids thing, or the enhancement thing, because it will affect. It will affect you, seriously. Protein is and protein that. If you consume too much protein, you're going to put too much strain on the liver and your kidney. And you're going to end up doing what? Pee in blood. And that will happen.
Oh.
So there's just more to it. Oh, protein. Every day you shake up back like you think a genie. Protein. And you're not hear about your omega-3, you're not hear about your B12, you're not hear about your folic acid, you're not hear about your zinc. And so it's like, it's just only just protein alone.
Yeah, but
no vegetables, no fruits.
Zinc expensive, both for the rooftop and both for the body. So that's two. I'm not defending slackness in terms of this whole big belly thing, but sometimes life will cause you to not be able to just be in the gym every day. And I know it takes a lot of discipline, but I mean, there's a training program. Tell me if this work, right? Tell me if this is good. Is this good? Let me just move. Is that good? That's good movement.
Well, that fall on functional movement. So it's good.
I'm just checking. That's enough for the day. All right, moving on. Yeah. I just checking if the movement help. Because you say my belly big, so I want to know what movements you're gonna tell me that I need.
But zinc is not, you can get zinc from chicken too, you know. Nuts and seed, pumpkin seed, cashews and almond, you know. You can, so you still can get it from it. Even instead of you purchase kale, because yes, it's a trend, and oh, I'm gonna use kale. Your callaloo can use at the same B6 and B12. But because of it's a trend, it forces you to go buy a stash of kale for $1,500 when you could just buy a bungalow callaloo for $250. So who you really living for? The masses? Oh, this is what I'm having for the day. Oh, guys, I have my kale, I have my Italian beans, and I have my. So I really, who you really? So it's just like simplicity simplifies things. Just keep it simple. You still get it. You still get all the nutrients same way.
Right.
Yeah, you still get all the nutrients same way. So if anything with a kale, it ain't a callaloo, or they ain't a parsley. Then you see look while something you see how is a grower and it have some little leaf where it look like water that is inside of it.
Bring this a callaloo and too much work. You know that's the problem with Jamaica. Nobody eating healthy is very difficult because you made a statement earlier about buying the jasmine rice or something like that, and who's gonna cook it? When you get the callaloo, I get the scallion and the thyme and the spinach and the broccoli and the chocha and the okra and the carrots and all of that. Who's gonna cut it up and who's gonna do what you need to do to have that meal? Who is doing the meal prep? In this society where yo life rough, and you have to go work. Who's gonna do all of that? Who's gonna do all of the
All
prep?
right.
And see, Julia says one green smoothie covers all of that. Not trying to hear you.
So,
Yeah.
all right. To answer that question,
Mm-hmm.
when your helper or when a service provider that's going to do all of this preparation, then it's going to take away from you the domestic aspect, both male and female. So now you want to do something, you're supposed to look at you and say, well, all right, cut up some callaloo for me. You say, Jesus, yo, Mitzi, how you cut up callaloo again? So these things supposed to be a part of it. These things are blueprint. It's not like say something just dropped from out of the ear stating that, yo, these are the things going forward. It was always there. So the instant thing on the microwave approach, it needs to stop. So too much excuses and not enough solutions. So which one of them you want? 2 flight of steps or 2 bottles of pill? Which one of them you want? Is a case you want to take up the phone and say, Doc, I need to see you, rather than the doctor call you and say, boy, Rohan, a long time I don't see you, but that is a good thing that don't. Oh, yeah, man. So that is the approach that we need to go forward. And if we are not proactive about this, then the health system going to constantly be under burden because of the same approach. Let's just say, well, all right, you maximize.
Hold on. Starfish and coffee say, I'm keeping my microwave and my pills. Mean of business. And Verona says, she don't need no team because she can purchase the pre-cut callaloo. The same thing walking in divine purpose, but then she goes on to say that relationship team is a something. But Brittany agrees with you. So this conversation, notice that it's gone into this whole thing. Donna said,
Abracadabra movement.
it's not abracadabra. It's just the coordination and the effort. The remember sometimes a lifestyle is the way that you're living on. So when somebody says it's time to get to a healthy lifestyle, it's gonna have habits that must be in tune with, and some people don't do this, but like people who get up in the morning and brush their teeth, wash their face, bathe, put on their lotion on their body, put on the socks, put on the pants or the dress, then put on the shoes, deodorant, get out. You see what I'm saying? All of these things, lip balm, make sure it's a squall up on the side, make sure matting in your eye. These are things that are supposed to be a part of your lifestyle. Some people don't brush them teeth. Some people don't. So much less tell them that they need to eat healthy. They need to do that. So Verona now saying, when growing up, and she's very, very demure, very classy, very uptowny. She says, growing up with two helpers makes it hard to prep for myself. So she's not domesticated. In fact, if you go into a room and the sheets aren't properly, the bed not spread and it's not clean and the AC is not working, she's not staying in the room. So you can imagine sending her to a gym where the AC isn't working, the mats aren't properly sanitized, and the area is not, and the trainers aren't respectful and mindful and unique. You understand? Then she won't be able to work out in that place. And then when she gets home, it's hard to do the meal. All right, let me stop because she go cost me.
Corona.
The life of a rich woman. Yeah, this is not the diary of a mad black woman. This is the life of a rich woman where it is hard. You just don't understand. Cutting up your own callaloo is unheard of. Putting the water in the pot is unheard of. So you have people like me that can burn up water in a pot. How are you going to expect eating healthy? And is there meal prep services? Is there some people like when you're with a trainer, do they provide the type of meal prep services? Do they have like somebody that prepares a meal to help you to even train you for a while? Like you go on a 90-day routine. Is there somebody that can assist in eating healthy? Because it's not easy. Basmati
True,
rice. Okay, yeah,
true.
go ahead. Just wondering, just checking.
Yeah. That is so truthful. However, it just start with planning and preparation. So don't just meet the bull head on. You start off with something simple like you put the green bananas out,
Mm-hmm.
peel the green bananas. All right, you realize say yo the yam are gonna be a teething pain. So you leave it for next week now. So next week now you can peel the green banana and the yam so it don't have a you're preventing the overwhelming feeling of this is too much. And then you just have things just keep on adding, keep on adding, keep on adding. Because what they are facing with right now, they never wake up and just buff just like that. For they to reach where they are now, it started with one step, and then the next step, then the next step, then the next step. That's why they are able to say, I do not have the time, I do not do this, and I do not do, and I can't do this, and I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So don't choose a lifestyle if you know that it's going to impact your relationship negatively. It's going to impact your family time negatively. Your fathering aspect, the bonding with you and your kids negatively. Yeah, bills have to pay, but at the same time, me never see money and hug up no family member yet and say, yo, don't worry yourself, I will do. Never. And you can't use seawater for quench thirst. You can't do that. So if that's going to be the approach where, all right, when me thirsty, all right, me drink seawater, then you are no different from the man we are walking at the desert and somebody give him a bottle of vinegar to drink.
Whoa. All right. Tell me now what advice that you have for the viewers who have listened to you and have gotten an idea that diet is everything. I've also seen that you only address the fat people, you never really address the skinny people apart from when you did talk about the fry. So we know say you're racist. No, it's not racist. You're skinny, you're fatties. You're a fatties. Yeah. But yeah, you come on the big program with me with my big belly for saying having a big belly is unhealthy. But yeah, outside of that, what advice you have for the people in terms of transitioning into a better eating habit,
Lifestyle
better
change.
style, and just advice generally, as well as tell them how they can find you, where you are now, and how to connect with you for better goals. Talk to me.
All right. So first thing, let's come into acceptance with ourselves first. That is the first thing.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
we're going to apply ourselves by planning and preparation. So we get a little sticky pad or a little notebook and just write down what you want to achieve over a 3-day period. And then you just take your time. You don't have to rush it, Just take your time and you adjust yourself and you adjust yourself and you adjust yourself until you reach to that point. Just keep every single thing like simple. Just keep it simple. If you keep it simple, there's no way it can be hard. Just keep it simple. So if you want to say, well, all right, I want to start to eat healthy, but yo, I don't know what to do or where to go. First thing, you have 123 Achieve, which is my Instagram name. Or you find me, Rohan Gordon. You type in my name in a Google and you're going to see everything come up underneath that. But outside of that, use the internet and the information that will comes up, you just cross-reference it. And it will help you make that step further. Because it is there for us to guide us. Most of us use the internet to do things that is unrelated to our life and to our health.
Right.
I'm now located at Angway Shopping Mall, Shaddai. Yeah, you can see it. Fitness Factory. And it's more than just a gym because they have the sauna, the massage area, the nutrition bar aspect, and a nice fleet of equipments and competent trainers that will guide you. So you don't so much have to say, boy, me not have no money for do no personalized training. As long as you come over there and you ask Rohan Gordon, yeah, I will streamline, or the team will also come together and streamline a program for you as well. So anything at all that you want to know about wellness, rehabilitation, stress management, you can reach out to me and I'll guide you as best as possible. If I don't have the information within 24 hours, I can guarantee you the next morning I'm going to get it from reputable source, that is. The promotion of kids aerobics, we have explained before how every single thing tie in. That promoting kids aerobics coming next week, Saturday, at Shaddai Fitness Center, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Admission only $1,000. So the parent can use that moment as a bonding moment to say, well, all right, I am now seeing my child doing something. I can watch mommy work out, and then they can have something to talk about easily than to be home, try to force on exercise when they not really understand. And you want to bridge back the communication between the kids in terms of the interaction and what it is. So it's going to be easy for them to take a time out from the tablet to do some level of activities between you and them, and the rest will pretty much be history. So coming next week, Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., Angway Shopping Mall, Portmore, that is, Shaddai Fitness Factory, is the place to be. Only $1,000. So you can reach out to me, 788-3095 or 123 Achieve, and you will achieve.
Okay, there you have it. So that would be next week, Saturday, the 21st of November. I'm bad at math, but I'm thinking that will be the date.
The 23rd.
It's 23rd?
Yeah.
All right, there, yeah, the 23rd of November, Saturday the 23rd. Just making that clear. Yeah, as I said, I'm bad at math. So we are looking forward to your continued contribution to the health of Jamaica. Although you bad mind big belly, big belly people.
No, but there's something to that, you know. There's something to the big belly, you know.
Oh, you started by calling
No,
us.
there's something to it, you know. Guess what? You have to have guts to survive.
That okay. I like that one.
Yeah, you have to have guts to survive. Yes.
All right, all right. Like put that in context. You get to it.
Yes.
You get to it. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I got guts. Yeah. All right. So I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing with us your knowledge. Also educating us with your vision. For some strange reason, I think the comment section, the audience, they really appreciate you. They were very interactive tonight. Something tells me you need to put out your social media. Well, you did say just type in Rohan Gordon or 123. So I guess
Yeah,
that is
123 Achieve. Yeah.
All right, so you guys will be able to reach out to him. We appreciate you, and I will be inviting you again on the show because this was very informative, and there are many other topics that I know you are very knowledgeable on, and will seek your guidance on. So this was our version, fat versus slim. But what's the verdict though? Where do you draw the line?
The line is there. The line is there, you know. The line is there. But is now how to toe that line with caution, being carefully. It was always there. But now it is being presented itself in a form that it becomes a finger pointed thing. Oh, slimmers, yo, fatters. So everybody is at risk right now.
But you know what you never address, even though I'm gonna let it go, is the combination: skinny legs, big fat belly.
Oh, the skinny legs are what
Yeah.
for the males.
Male or woman, whatever, the bang belly goat syndrome. I don't know. I don't know what it's called.
All right.
Or,
So
or,
in
or,
terms
or
of genetics, you have persons that really don't have no legs.
right.
So not care how them.
Look. The internet don't want him answer. You know what? Question withdrawn. We want to thank Roy for coming on. We gonna call that. We're gonna deal with that another time. Yeah, we're gonna deal with that. So that's the show. Yo, you know something. Walking says, "My Isa, you better can cook." And think you there for good looks. You want to live off a KC and done the bank book, cook, eat recipe book. That sounds like you're quoting a song, you know. I'm gonna go on like I never see you. But we thank Rohan for joining us and certainly educating us on that. And it is an interesting dynamic to say the least. And I what I will say is it is important to take care of your health. One of the reasons why this topic is so important at a time because um, the sun not normal. You're walking in the sun, you become dehydrated. You might cause harm to yourself. There are many different forms of cancers are popping up, and I think it is accelerated by the way the food is manufactured. Because we don't have because many of us cannot afford to eat in the manner that we would like to. We are exposed to a lot of things, and it is just a part of life. It is the expense of living because one, if you don't invest in eating properly now, you're going to invest in the medications that will keep you alive. Yeah, if you exercise now, you won't have to worry about the hip replacements and all that, the knee replacements and all the other things because you have you get end up with brittle bones, arthritis, and all the other things that come with living a sedentary lifestyle. Sciatica is very inconvenient, and it's something to work on if you have that. So treat your body like a computer, recognizing that as your body is a computer, it needs maintenance, the hardware and the software. So there's a wholesome respect on the TikTokers for taking me to the 50K likes, and for those on YouTube, tap up the like and all of those things, subscribe, subscribe and share, and respect for those who's always joining and supporting Context Matters. I try to ensure that I am here for you every week and to deal with issues. Another thing is in the news today in Jamaica, a council candidate from the Olympic weight division, Christopher Townsend, he died. I guess he died last night, and it it is almost as if we were. It's not like a timing in having conversations like this because the untimely death of people because of whether it be heart attack, whether it be whatever. Just from heart conditions, from the non-communicable, as I said, the high blood pressure, the diabetes. Stress is a killer as well. A lot of times it is important to make sure that mentally, spiritually, you're in a good place, because the stresses of life can cause you to break. This using all of that to say that if you don't take care of yourself now, you may very well find yourself somebody reading your eulogy. So that is of utmost importance. And I mean, we say this well, I say it all the time. Life is something given to us without knowing we are to receive it. So my condolences to the family of Christopher Townsend. At the end of the day, we must always remember that we are Jamaicans first, and it is never a good thing when our death is untimely. It takes us back to whether it comes from road traffic accidents, whether it comes from the murder rate, whether it comes from bad health, whether it comes from a failure in the healthcare system, whatever it is, people, because we have one life, it's never good when we lose somebody. And in given the reality that people have to die every day, but many things flow sometimes from just you not taking care of yourself. There are people who depend on you. There are people who have so many hopes and dreams in you. So when you're not okay, so many other people will not be okay. So that's the social responsibility that you have, where in the aspects of the destiny that you control. They say faith without works is dead, but life without work is a dead life. There are people who are alive that are basically dead because they're not doing anything. And then being a zombie is not what you were made for. So as we pause and um, stop to think about when we do lose someone, and no one should be celebrating the loss of any life. And we should be mindful, and we should be compassionate to the family members who would have lost a breadwinner and lost a role model to them. And I just bring that up because yeah, when lives are lost, there is always many hopes and dreams, and many a family somewhere is in pain and is hurt by the untimely death of a loved one. And we say that in the vein of speaking about eating healthy as best as you can. Try to do that. And yeah, luckily for me, and respect to the team in Portland and the people of Portland who say to me, "Come and look for me," knowing that I'm gonna have to walk far, 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 far. I think I can say far, 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 far till the time run out. Um, you know, God will always put it or force the hand to cause people to um, do what they have to do. So respect to those who have the six pack and who are fit and who are healthy. God has blessed you with that. For those of you who are struggling with health, talk to somebody about it. Big up, well, respect yourself. Like we're talking about six pack and you pop up. Blessings. But to those of you who need motivation and need help, this topic was for you. It's okay to have a big belly if you are healthy. It's not okay to shape like an apple or have a lot of you know your midsection being heavier because it leads to heart problems. It's not okay to just sit and do nothing. And I will say this. Again, the drinking and the smoking is something that should be done in moderation. Anything in excess is dangerous. So even though fast food is unhealthy, it doesn't help to have cheat days. If you do it in excess, you are harming yourself. Even eating healthy in excess can make you deficient of many um, nutrients, vitamins, minerals, all of those things. Loxley, big up yourself. So just take some time to Google what you don't know. You can rewatch the program and put things in context. If you somebody said to get a donkey, then the people would think I'm Jesus. So we're not going to be doing that. And the last thing I want anybody to call me is a donkey man. They seem to have a lot of names for me, so we're going to leave that alone. So yeah. Um, so just stop, think, try to put things in context, educate yourself a little bit more as to what are the things you can do to change your lifestyle and do it gradually. A small step a day, get a smartwatch, the brand of your choice, and chart your steps, try to increase it from time to time, walk up and down, make sure that your hips and everything is moving and not seize up. So what was the word? Varicosity. Veracity. That sounds like me I thought Verona. But the big word that about your oil seize up in the oil or whatever, and make attempts to start to move around, make attempts to ensure that you're feeling good. Because I can tell you this: when your body is fit, your mind is active. When you're eating properly and you're not hungry, you can think. And when you at viscosity, thank you, the viscosity, yeah, yeah, and then you should never need Dutchman's courage to express yourself. Dutchman's courage is when you drink and you're drunk, and then because you catch that nice feeling there, then you go about and you know, Keisha, behave yourself and stop troubling the visitors. Yeah. So that was Context Matters for November 14th. I hope you guys really enjoyed the show because I did. I laugh a whole lot. It's only the part when them start to criticize me about my big belly, which my belly really isn't big. It's just bad mind people, bad mind. Because I'm Isat Buchanan. They expect me to have an 8 pack. But those days are long gone. When you reach my age, you're just happy to be alive. And you drink up your ginger. Ginger. You know it already. So that's really what it is. And I am gonna say to everybody, I hope that you have a productive weekend. I hope that you are speaking positive words into the world, sending positive energy to people, that you cut and clear all crosses. And for the women of Jamaica, I pray that you are blessed, that you don't have any psychotic episodes and think that for some strange reason they made you the mother of Jamaica that caused you to be dipping your nose in issues. And I pray that as long as you're alive, your daddy didn't touch you there, because it has serious implications for your psychological viability and your ability to differentiate between what is real and what is fake. Do not let the burdens of the world fall on you. Love yourself so you're able to love other people. Always remember that hurt people hurt people. Yes, one of the beauty of living in a free and democratic society is that the Constitution allows you certain rights that's available for all. Do not infringe on the rights of others and their ability to express themselves. And I say that the word is love, and I will see you guys next week where we put another topic into context. And look out for the potholes. There are people that are falling in it and drowning, and it is rainy season. Blessings all.
It took some time to understand, yeah, 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 just what it takes to be a man. Now it seems each day you learn something to make a better way. Growing up ain't just a phase, it's reality. will see. It comes naturally, like the hurt and the pain. It's a part of the game. It's all a part of life. To laugh and to cry, that's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way. But if you need a helping hand, just call on me, I will be your friend. And when it gets hard to face the world with your head screwed on, just tell yourself you can. And that's when you'll understand that the hurt and the pain, it's a part of the game. It's all a part of life. To laugh and to cry, that's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. You gotta keep on moving on. Don't let no one stand in your way. Gotta keep on pressing on. As we pray for better days, keep it moving. Moving to the next. When they try to bring you down, we gotta take it to the next level when they come around. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. Just keep your head up, yeah. Just keep your head up, yeah. Gotta keep your head up, yeah. Cause everything's gonna be alright.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Cause everything's gonna be alright.
Cause everything's gonna be alright.